Hey everyone, welcome back to Nzi's audiobook adventure. Are you ready to conquer your fears? Unlock your creativity? Level up your skills? Then buckle up because we're about to dive into this most effective book, The 5-Second Rule. In this video, we will try to understand this whole book in just 6 points. So let's get to it. In The 5-Second Rule, Mel Robin lays out a simple yet powerful method to overcome fear, self-doubt, and procrastination. Take action within 5 seconds of having an urge. Here's a breakdown of the 6 key ideas. Point number 1. The power of 5 seconds. Robbins argues there's a 5-second window between feeling an urge to act and your brain sabotaging you with doubts and fears. Counting down from 5 disrupts the cycle and forces you to move before your brain can talk you out of it. Let's say, if you feel the urge to exercise, but hesitate due to doubts, counting down from 5 can help you start moving before those doubts take over. Point number 2. From fear to courage. The book explains how fear is a natural human emotion, but it shouldn't control your actions. The 5-second rule helps you break free from fears, grip and build courage by taking action despite your anxieties. Imagine someone who has a fear of public speaking. They feel anxious and fearful every time they have to speak in front of a group. After reading about the 5-second rule, they decide to apply it. Instead of letting fear control them, they use the rule to count down from 5 to 1 and then take immediate action. By stepping onto the stage and beginning their speech. Despite their initial anxieties, they find that once they start speaking, their fear diminishes and they gain confidence as they continue. In this example, the person uses the 5-second rule to break free from the grip of fear and build courage by taking action despite their anxieties about public speaking. Point number 3. Conquering procrastination. Procrastination is often rooted in fear. The 5-second rule helps you bypass this by taking immediate action. Even if it's a small step, this momentum can snowball into completing bigger tasks. Consider a student who has a habit of procrastinating on their assignments due to a fear of failure or perfectionism. After reading about the 5-second rule, they decide to implement it. Instead of putting off their studies, they use the rule to count down from 5 to 1 and then immediately start working on their assignment, even if it's just reading. Through the instructions or noting down a few ideas. By taking this small initial action, they create momentum. This momentum builds as they continue to work on the assignment, breaking through the mental barrier of procrastination. Eventually, they find themselves fully engaged in the task and able to complete it, overcoming the fear and tendency to procrastinate. In this example, the 5-second rule helps the student conquer procrastination by encouraging immediate action, which leads to increased productivity and the completion of tasks that might have otherwise been delayed. Point number 4. Taking control. You can't control your feelings, but you can control your actions. The 5-second rule empowers you to take charge of your life by making conscious choices to act, rather than passively reacting to emotions. Imagine someone who is going through a challenging period at work. They feel overwhelmed and stressed, often reacting emotionally to difficult situations. After learning about the 5-second rule, they decide to apply it to regain control. When faced with a stressful situation at work, instead of reacting impulsively based on their emotions, they use the 5-second rule to pause and count down from 5 to 1. This brief moment allows them to consciously choose how to respond rather than simply reacting emotionally. They decide to take charge by addressing the problem calmly and methodically, making decisions based on logic and strategy rather than emotion. Over time, they find that using the 5-second rule helps them consistently make better choices and take control of their reactions. They become more proactive in managing challenges at work and feel empowered to handle difficult situations with confidence. In this example, the 5-second rule empowers the individual to take control of their life by making conscious choices to act thoughtfully, rather than being driven solely by their emotions. Point number 5. Building confidence. Each time you overcome fear and take action using the 5-second rule, you build confidence. These small wins create a positive cycle, motivating you to tackle bigger challenges in the future. Now, imagine a person who has a fear of networking events due to social anxiety. They often feel nervous and hesitant to approach new people and engage in conversations. After learning about the 5-second rule, they decide to apply it to build confidence in social situations. At their next networking event, instead of allowing their fear to hold them back, They use the 5-second rule to count down from 5 to 1 and then take immediate action by approaching someone and starting a conversation. Despite their initial anxiety, they find that the conversation goes well and they feel a sense of accomplishment afterward. Encouraged by this small win, they continue to use the 5-second rule in subsequent networking events. Each time they overcome their fear and initiate conversations, their confidence grows. They gradually expand their network, build relationships, and become more comfortable in social settings. Over time, these small successes create a positive cycle of confidence building. The individual feels more empowered to tackle bigger challenges, such as speaking on panels or taking leadership roles within their professional community. In this example, the 5-second rule helps the person build confidence by encouraging them to take action despite their initial fears, leading to incremental success and a greater sense of self-assurance over time. Point number 6. Beyond procrastination, the 5-second rule isn't just about getting things done. It can also be used to control negative impulses. Counting down from 5 gives you a moment to pause and choose a more thoughtful response. For example, someone who struggles with impulsive spending habits. They often find themselves making unnecessary purchases on impulse, which leads to financial stress and regret later on. After reading about the 5-second rule, they decide to apply it to gain control over their impulses. The next time they feel the urge to make an impulsive purchase, they use the 5-second rule to count down from 5 to 1. This brief moment allows them to pause and reconsider their decision. Instead of immediately buying the item, they choose to step away from the situation and think about whether the purchase aligns with their financial goals and priorities. By using the 5-second rule to control their impulse to spend, they gradually develop a more thoughtful approach to managing their finances. Over time, they become more mindful of their spending habits and make decisions that are in line with their long-term financial well-being. In this example, the 5-second rule goes beyond tackling procrastination. It helps the individual control negative impulses by providing a moment of pause to make more deliberate and thoughtful choices. Join us on this journey of transformation, where each chapter opens new doors of wisdom and empowerment. Together, let's unlock the secrets to living a more fulfilling life. Subscribe now in Z's audiobook adventure and embark on a path where inspiration meets action, guiding you towards your brightest future. See you in next book. Till that, take care, keep listening. Z Book Adventure.